Hi, boys and girls. It's time for science. Now, yesterday we introduced our new unit of habitats, right? Habitats is a place where animals and plants can survive. And we learned that survive means to keep living. And in order to survive, living things, like plants and animals, have to have three things. What do they have to have? Food, water, and shelter usually, right? All right. Now today I told you I was going to introduce somebody. Do you remember what his name was? Rattenborough. All right, let me share my screen with you and tell you about Rattenborough. Rattenborough is an explorer. He likes to explore things. Now, he's going to be a lot of fun because he is going to take us around the world to a lot of different habitats. And he's going to help us see why different animals and plants live in some places but can't live in other places because they can't survive there, right? So let's turn it over to Rattenborough here and see what he has to say. Greeting, fellow adventurers. You are here to learn something new, and believe it or not, I am here to teach you. I know you may be wondering what you could possibly learn from a rat climbing out of a dumpster, but I am Rattenborough, the famous rat adventurer. I travel the world looking at plants and animals in all the different places they call home. I'm going to take you on a special adventure all around the world. You're going to learn about some amazing, incredible plants and animals. And we're going to start our exciting journey right here. I know, it doesn't look like much, but it's special to me, and it has everything I need. Welcome to my home. This is the alleyway where I live. Take a look around. What do you see? There are trash cans, litter boxes, drains, and dripping pipes. Old buildings and gutters. It's a perfect home for a rat. It has everything I need. All living things need food and water to survive. Animals like me also need shelter. So animals need food, water, and shelter to stay alive. My food comes from these trash cans and the litter on the street. My water comes from the gutter, drains, and pipes, and my family and I have a shelter down under some steps nearby. All of these things make up my habitat. A habitat is a place where an animal or plants can survive, and they have enough water, food, and shelter. It's true that my home, the alleyway, is not considered a natural habitat like a forest or a pond, but with so many humans using up so much of the Earth's natural resources, some animals are forced to live and survive in human-made habitats. What were the three things again? If a place lacks any of those three things, then it's not a good habitat. Survive. There's our word up there at the top. Animals can survive if there's enough food, water, and shelter, right? And shelter. Animals and plants usually live in a habitat that are just right for them. Just as people can live underwater or in the air, just as people can't live underwater or in the air, plants and animals can't all live in the same sort of places. You don't hear about elephants living in the North Pole or on all the ice. You don't, and you definitely don't hear about polar bears living in the desert. Pumpkins don't grow in the ocean, and fish don't live in trees. I can tell you firsthand that rats can't just live anywhere in the world. I don't like the weather to be too cold, and I needed to live in a place where food is easy to find. That's why I like my cozy little shelter under the steps. It's warm enough for my family and me, and there's always plenty of water, and there's a good supply of food within the trash cans. But how about a park? Let's look around. You may have a park like this somewhere in your neighborhood. People like to spend playing time and relaxing in the park, but it can also be a habitat for many other things, like grass, trees, flowers, bushes. They all need food and water to survive. But what about animals? Do you see any animals in the habitats by your park? Maybe. Maybe there's a penguin, a chipmunk, a raccoon, or a frog. The bees, fireflies, and mosquitoes buzzing around, those are all things that add to the habitat. Animals that can survive there. This is a picture of a place called the Arctic. Do you think you could easily survive in the Arctic? It has very cold temperatures and snow covers the ground almost all the time. Not many things live here, but later I'm going to show you some incredible plants and animals that do live in the Arctic. Most animals have to live in a habitat that are specific to them. But you human beings are very clever. You can build habitats for yourselves. If you don't want to live in the desert where there isn't much water with which to grow food or drink, you can build a pipeline and bring the water to you and water your crops from that. You can have food transported to the desert by road or railroad because it would be difficult to grow food in the desert, and you can build houses for shelters so you don't have to sleep in the sand. In fact, people like you have been able to live in extremely hot, cold, or dry places. You're saying that people can live in lots of places because we learn how to bring the food and water to us. Well, we're going to go on an adventure that will take us all over the amazing planet Earth. Over the next several weeks, I am going to show you some fascinating animals and plants habitats that might be quite different from yours. You'll see wonderful and unusual places where things can live. Now, I can't stay to show you all these interesting places. I'm sorry, let's try Earth. There we go. I just can't wait to show you all these interesting places. But first, I have to pack up, because we're traveling all over the world. I'm going to need my backpack, and I'm going to need my gear. So hold on to your whiskers, your hat, and get ready for our marvelous adventure. So there was Rattenborough trying to tell us that he's going to take us on this amazing adventure, isn't he? And he's going to show us where lots of animals and plants can live. All right, stay tuned and come back tomorrow and see where Rattenborough takes us, okay? See you later.